taken all the way for Arizona touchdown, 27 yards. Thrown, catch is made, touchdown.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Four Quarters Fantasy Football. This is week 3. We got some nice surprises for you. Remember, it's 4 corners. We all play on the same field. There's always 4 sides to the field. My name is Tony G. I'm 1/4 of the corners. These 3 beautiful faces you see up, down, and next to me. In your top left corner, we have Isaac Barry, who is going to be referred to as our analyst from time to time. Your bottom left corner, that is Don Manuel, E-Man, our current reigning champion, who will be referred to as the bold predictor from time to time. And on the bottom right, we got the boss, GM, coach, depending on the scenario. That's Mike Miller down there. This is our team. And we hope that, in the coming weeks that you guys will subscribe to our channel. Please engage. We will engage back. We look forward to your comments. We shouted out a couple people last week. Shout out to everybody on TikTok who's rocking with us right now. Everybody on Instagram, everybody on YouTube. We love you. TikTok is where it's at. We hope to provide some content. That's what all the dances look like.
Yeah, really.
That's true. I like to say all the time, let's be mindful of the times when. We hope everybody's staying home, staying safe, staying healthy, taking care of their families. We bring to you the conversation you have with your friends. We bring that. We bring some fanfare and some semi-professional fantasy analytics. So let's jump right into it. So this week we're going to be doing wide receivers. We made it to the divas. You guys excited about wide receivers?
Oh
yes.
This is gonna be a fun.
All right.
It's gonna be a tough one.
Before I become a punching bag, you know what I mean? I'm gonna do my picks first today, but save your jabs, E-Man, for at the end of the show, because last week you beat me up a little bit. But let's jump. I'm gonna jump into it. Hold your jabs.
I'll try. Do my best.
All right. So Tony G's up. I'm going top 5. My number 1 receiver, my number 1 pick is going to be DeAndre Hopkins.
Oh boy.
I'm going DeAndre. All right. Listen. I like DeAndre. Here's why. Touches. From a fantasy perspective, looking at last year's numbers, he got a whole hell of a lot of touches, 104 catches. I feel like this year in the new offense, they're going to lean on his youth, and they're just going to throw him the ball a lot. I don't know that he's going to have the yardage production, but he's going to be a huge target. I think that Kyler's just going to be slinging it to him like every chance he could get. So I'm going DeAndre Hopkins, number 1. Number 2, I'm going Mike Thomas, the New Orleans Saint. I'm going number 2, Mike Thomas. There's a lot of things I can say, and I'm sure he's on everybody's list. I'm going to just say, if you don't have him in your top 2 or 3, you're probably insane. But I can go on for days about Michael Thomas. I'm going to skip his because I'm sure there's somebody who's going to say something else about him. But pure monster, yardage, catches. He beat everybody by a landslide when it came to his targets. Number 3, I'm going Julio Jones. This one, I question myself on this a little bit because Julio Jones always has the yardage production. He runs the football field like 3 or 4 times but never crosses the goalpost. The goal line. So Julio Jones for me is number 3. He's going to have more opportunity with a slightly new running game. We don't know how it's going to go with Todd Gurley, but I feel like he'll have more opportunity. And from a consistency standpoint, Julio Jones. So I'm still questioning that pick, but he's going to stay there as my number 3. 4. All right, so I'm changing my mind here. You guys can talk about this at the end of the show. So I had Mike Evans, and I'm sorry, Mike Evans, I had to X you out of there. I'm going big on this one, and I'm actually going A.J. Green.
Okay.
So prior to
Yo.
All right, so look, I know. Listen, first of all, A.J. Green is a beast. When A.J. Green is on the field, he's a consistent beast. So prior to the injury, he had his 8-touchdown or 9-touchdown campaign. I'm thinking Joe Burrow is going to be in a lot of trouble and looking for A.J. Green all the time. I don't see him going in there and not using A.J. Green. If I'm a rookie quarterback, I'm looking for 18 every chance I can go. AJ Green is a flat out monster. He's my number 4. Eat that.
You
All
do
right,
that-
so
You said that on purpose in the beginning. I'm just gonna say
what?
that. You do this to me on purpose. You make your top 5s, and you tell me to wait till the end. You do this on purpose to me.
Yeah, no, because you'll kill me if I let you get a jab in. You'll kill me. So let me finish.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm gonna wait. All right, go ahead.
All right, and number 5. Not that I did this in any specific way, but number 5, I'm going to AJ Brown. He had 52 catches. I know. He had 52 catches though, and averaged 20 yards a catch. So they were just airing the ball out to AJ Brown. So I think he's going to get overutilized in the offense this year. I think that they're not going to be very good. I think the running game's still going to own it for the Titans, but I think AJ Brown is going to have that productive year because he's going to get that spike. But I think he's going to eclipse 1,000 again and kind of pick up. But 52 catches. 20 yards a catch. Like, imagine if that doubles. So I'm going AJ Brown for my number 5, and that's mine. AJ Brown, beast.
I can't wait to hear your breakout.
Are we doing breakout?
You want to go breakout?
Yeah.
All right, so my breakout is going to be Odell Beckham Jr.
Okay, I'm with you on that.
Yeah, I felt like he was still under the radar.
Yeah.
Jarvis Landry outdid him, but I think that he's too talented not to be, on somebody's list. I'm still picking him if I have a top 10. He's still in my top 10, so I'm going Odell Beckham Jr. for my breakout. And
he had that core muscle injury last year too, so that
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
he has his moments too. He has a couple soft moments too, but that's OBJ. But he's my breakout.
Okay.
Yeah.
all right. Well, that was a very interesting selection there, Anthony.
I'm sticking to it.
Does anybody have any questions before I ask any?
Where to start?
Yeah. Wait.
Please lead, Mike.
Well, the disrespectful part. And let me just say this: how are you gonna say I was gonna put Mike Evans in there, and then go I was gonna put Mike Evans number 4, and then go completely left field and throw in AJ Green on a rebuilding offense, and Mike Evans has a squad behind him with a quarterback who the last time he had this many weapons went for over 4,800 yards and 50 touchdowns.
There's a guy named
You
Devontae
mean
Adams.
13 years ago, Manuel?
Huh?
You mean 13 years ago?
The last time Tom Brady had legitimate weapons.
13 years ago.
Correct.
Tom Brady has proven the last 3 or 4 years we've been talking about how Tom Brady is supposed to decline, and he hasn't.
The man has changed in 13 years.
Okay.
He has. I agree.
Okay.
And just to answer your question, I don't know how Tom Brady is going to respond with such a big weapon. It's been so long. Trust me, I know. I beat myself up for it, but I'm betting big on AJ Green. Holla at me.
Hold on. You're betting. You're questioning Tom Brady, but you're betting on Joe Burrow.
Oh. Listen, I feel like Joe Burrow's gonna stink, but he's gonna look for 18 a lot.
If AJ Green was a running back, I'd be with you 1,000%. Listen,
Wow.
if you need somebody to throw him the ball, there's no way.
Wow.
I have
All
to
right.
agree with you, Emmanuel.
Fine, fair enough. All right, hit me, Isaac. Let's go. What you got then?
Okay, for my top list, I'm going Michael Thomas, number 1. I mean, the guy had 1,700 yards receptions, which is insane. I mean, he outdid everyone by 300.
Ooh.
For my second option, I'm going Hill. I mean, he's on the most overly powered offense out there. The man was injured and still made the list of just being one of the best receivers. As long as he stays healthy, there's no way he doesn't reproduce we had in prior years, and now he's the number 1 receiver.
I love that pick, bro.
I'm sorry. Who was that? Who was number 2? I'm sorry.
Tyreek Hill.
Huh?
Hill.
Hill, Tyreek
Yeah, Tyreek Hill.
Hill. Okay.
I like that one.
For number 3, I'm actually going Kenny Galladay from the Lions.
Ooh.
So there's reasons behind this, though. So Matthew Stafford got injured towards the, say, 3/3 of the season last year. And Kenny Galladay kind of went down in usage, but the man still led the entire league in touchdowns for receptions. I mean, that says something even with the quarterback who's out. So if Matthew Stafford stays healthy, and this is his third year as a running wide receiver, there's no way he doesn't keep his numbers being reproduced.
Yeah,
So-
Galladay was a monster last year.
It was quiet.
Galladay went crazy last year, quietly like a monster.
Seriously.
He was like AJ Green.
He had 11 touchdowns, which is insane.
Right. Yeah, now he put up big numbers. And he averaged 18 a catch, right under AJ Brown. So
He's got something. For my number 4 option, going Julio Jones. I'm not the hugest fan of him as for fantasy, but the man does get the yardage and he does have those huge games. And he's relatively consistent. I mean, year after year, he's always getting the ball.
Yeah.
And for number 5, this was kind of up in the air where there's so many options out there. But I'm actually going to go Devontae Parker from Miami.
Woo!
I think it's kind of a weird option, but the man actually finished super high last year, and that's with Fitzpatrick as quarterback and the whole team being a disaster.
I like him this year a lot.
The whole team was a disaster. It's true.
I don't dislike that.
I mean, so a disaster team that no one expected them to win anything, let alone score, and he still ended up in top 10 in stats.
Oh yeah.
Once you sprinkle a little Fitz magic on it, that's what happens.
Oh yeah.
Little Fitz magic.
So,
Well, how about your breakout there, Isaac? I'm interested in this one.
breakout was kind of hard. I'm actually going to go DJ Chalk from the Jaguars.
Okay.
The guy really quietly came out there, but he really started collecting points.
You love the Jaguars.
You know, they've got options.
No, it's not a bad. Charky's the man. You love the Jaguars, though. All right. I can see how you're drafting this year.
So I think he's going
I'm
to do
not
better
mad
than
at it at
last
all,
year.
though. That was a good name.
Thank you.
I agree.
DJ
That's a really good name. All right. Is it my go?
It is your
Yes,
turn.
sir.
All right, my go. Number 1, for my top 5, my number 1 overall, and it's kind of disrespectful that so far he's only on Isaac's list, has to be Michael Thomas.
Oh, yeah.
Michael Thomas is the number 1 overall receiver. If Michael Thomas isn't your top 1 receiver, you're being disrespectful. Michael Thomas had 185 targets and 149 receptions, with Drew Brees only playing 11 games. He still managed to go throw for almost 3,000 yards and 27 touchdowns with only 4 interceptions. And that had everything to do with having Michael Thomas as your wideout out there. There's no way he's not the number 1 overall pick. It would be insane. He had over 1,700 yards with Teddy Bridgewater as his quarterback. And say what you want about how Teddy Bridgewater did last year, we have yet to see him do that without a genius head coach in Sean Payton.
Right.
Michael Thomas is the truth. There's no reason, even if he doesn't do the same numbers he did last year, he's still the number 1. Still the number 1. All right, my number 2, this is going to be a fun one, is going to be either Mike Evans or Chris Godwin.
Whoa.
Number 2 overall receiver. Why am I saying that? Yes, I'm putting them both in there. One or the other. Why am I saying that? The last time Tom Brady had any significant weapon, my boy. 1, Tom Brady went for over 4,800 yards. He threw for over 50 touchdowns. Mind you, Randy Moss, his wideout. Oh, my bad. A little technical difficulty. I'm sorry, I get a little excited with this one. Mind you, his wideout, Randy Moss, had 98 catches, 1,400 yards, and 23 touchdowns. That's insanity. That's insanity. Jesus. His second best receiver was Wes Welker. 112 catches, over 1,100 yards, 8 touchdowns. Another monster year. There's nothing
Wow.
that says that Tom Brady is getting older. This dude has literally continued to stay consistent throughout his career. Last year was his worst year by far, and he had nobody to throw the ball to. So it doesn't make sense for us to hold that against him. Yeah, does he have more than 1 year left? I don't know. But the point is, next year, he's going to be as angry as he's ever been, as mad as you've ever seen Tom Brady, and as hungry as you've ever seen him. Just to give a little bit of stats on Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. Mike Evans, my boy Mike Evans. I'm sorry.
This is the longest rant on
was trying to
a
get
one
this up
two-person
earlier,
pick
and
ever.
I'm very excited about this. With only 67 receptions, Mike Evans still managed to get over 1,100 yards, and that's with a legally blind quarterback in Jameis Winston. There's no reason that he doesn't get any better. And touches wise, Chris Godwin got a whole bunch of them. He had over 96 receptions and 121 yards for over 13 and 121 with 121 targets for over 1,300 yards. Tom Brady's bread and butter is thrown into the middle of the field, which is where Chris Godwin's going to catch that ball. That's going to be his game plan, and he's going to throw it over the top to score with Mike Evans. It's just it has to happen that way. That's the last time he did it. He went 16-0. It's his game plan. Number 3, this is going to be a fun one. Allen Robinson.
Oh.
Allen Robinson of the Chicago Bears.
Okay.
Like that one, right? The reason that I'm going A-Rob is
Let's go, Trubisky.
Chicago Bears literally did nothing this draft, did nothing this offseason to get better. Allen Robinson, with Mitchell Trubisky as his quarterback, had over 1,100 yards and 154 targets. That's third most in the NFL with 154 targets. That's insanity. So he's getting the ball thrown to him a lot.
That is true. That's very true.
What we're gonna see is that Allen Robinson is only gonna get utilized better, and his efficiency is gonna go up this year because Mitchell Trubisky doesn't have any other choice but to throw the ball to A-Rob.
Well,
my number 4 is gonna be Julio
What about
Jones.
Nick Foles in that situation?
Either way, Nick Foles has in Philadelphia still had an ability to make the receivers around him better. So he is going to rely on his best receiver regardless. I see Mitchell Trubisky I still see Mitchell Trubisky being the number 1 quarterback there. I think Nick Foles was a flash in the pan. He knew Philadelphia. He came back. He did and he did all right, but I don't think that that's the Nick Foles that we're going to know forever. I don't think Nick Foles becomes a starter in this league anytime soon. I think his best years are done. We're done with Nick Foles. But Julio Jones is definitely going to be my number 4. Julio Jones is a stud, and you can't get mad at him. I can't put him in my top 3 with 6 touchdowns. I just can't do that. It's disrespectful to everybody else. No, it's true, and that's okay. He still had over 1,300 yards, but he doesn't know how. Last year, he was allergic to the end zone. He was. So I'm not going to put him out there for that. I will keep him in my top 4. He was allergic to the end zone last year. He didn't start scoring until like week 10.
I know, that's true. They mailed it in. You're right.
Yeah, it was bad. And then this has everything to do with this next person's talent and not my belief in his quarterback. And my number 5 is going to be Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp was a stud last year. Cooper Kupp made Jared Goff look better, a whole lot better than he is. I have no faith in Jared Goff. I have all the faith in the world in Cooper Kupp. He had 10 touchdowns on 134 targets for over 1,190 yards. So almost 1,200 yards with a suspect quarterback in Jared Goff throwing on the ball. That's all I have to say. Yeah, that's all I have to say with that. Jared Goff had 24 touchdowns, 16 interceptions, and still managed to do a really good job.
Very safe pick with the Cooper Kupp. Very safe pick. I do like it. You got a breakout?
Breakout? That was an interesting one for me. I'm actually still looking for that. I'm not gonna say AJ Green.
Sorry.
I'm
Oh,
definitely not gonna say.
all right.
I'm not gonna say AJ Green. You know what? My breakout's gonna be Emmanuel Sanders. Emmanuel Sanders. I feel like we're gonna hear his name again, especially in New Orleans. Drew Brees likes to share the ball a lot. Likes to give
He does.
a lot of people shots. I think that he's going to take the load off. I don't think Michael Thomas is going to see 185 targets, and I think he's going to share the ball a little bit more with Emmanuel Sanders. And that 1-2 punch over there on the wideout is going to be deadly.
I like it.
There you go.
All right. Yeah. Can I just jump in here for a quick
Let's
second?
answer some questions.
Hey, we want to say.
All right.
Oh,
So
please, go right ahead.
just so the fans know, I just want to clarify something. Godwin and Evans, you're putting at 2, meaning one of them could be off the list completely. Is that correct?
That's insane.
I'm saying one of them is going to be a top 2 quarterback, top 2 wide receiver. My bad. Yeah.
Right, but so we're going one or the other. So meaning one of them can be off.
One's going to
list.
be 2. One's going to be 6. Yes, one's going to be 2. Value-wise,
Okay.
I think production-wise, they're both going to be up there. I think value-wise, one's going to be top 2. One's going to be like 6 to 10, easy.
So that's the same thing.
I don't
did with
want to.
AJ
What I didn't want to
Evans
do.
off, though.
I'm sorry.
You just did the same thing I did to Mike Evans. You just put him. He could literally be off your list too. I removed him. The difference between me is I just took him out for a guy who didn't play last year.
All right. E-Man,
I think you
E-Man, you
disrespected
gotta
Mike
pick
Evans'
one.
talent by calling him number 4.
E-Man,
No, I'm not picking one.
you got to pick one.
Well, if I pick one, I'm gonna pick Mike Evans
I like it.
because
I like
Mike Evans is gonna be the touchdown machine there.
Yeah, I like
I
it.
think so.
If I have to pick one, Chris Godwin. The thing with Chris Godwin is he's gonna get the most touches on that team because he's gonna be in the middle of the field.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
realistically, it wouldn't be bad. It wouldn't be disrespectful to pick him up top 2.
Yeah. And if I
But
can
Mike
comment on
Evans
that,
is going to get the bombs. He's going to get the touchdowns.
yeah, I could comment on that because last
ahead.
time Tom Brady, like you said, had talent around him, he had the Wes Welker and he had the Randy Moss. Randy Moss caught 22 touchdowns that season.
20.
Mike, 23. And Mike Evans is a lot more like Randy Moss.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Hello,
And he's
makes
a
sense.
big dude. He's a monster. I mean, those 50-50 balls are his regardless.
I agree.
And Tom Brady doesn't throw 50-50 balls like that.
That's true. I like you going with the Mike Evans. I think he goes back to being their top receiver.
I agree.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right,
easily.
guys.
All
So I
right,
guess it's
it's
my turn now.
heating up. Mike Hill.
All right, here we go. So, you know what? To be honest, every week I get my list done super early. I'm super feeling strong about all my picks. This week was a little bit difficult for me because I feel like there's so many guys that we could throw in there. Just about everybody that you guys named besides AJ Green, I think fits on that list. But, for me, I'll start off number 1, Michael Thomas. I mean, 374.6 points last season.
Ooh.
Targets, 185. 149
That's just insane.
receptions.
Those numbers are disgusting.
That's all I got to say about that. Like, that's insane to me. So, Michael Thomas, number 1 overall. 1,725 receiving yards, 9 touchdowns, 149 receptions, 185 targets. I mean, 374.6 points. I never seen nothing like that
You
since I
take
started.
30 receptions. You take 30 receptions out of it. You take 30 targets off. And
Yeah.
he's
Still number 1.
by
Still.
far the number 1. Like,
I mean, I don't
it's
know what
not
else to
fair.
say. I can't say
And
anything
most
else.
efficient by far.
But hey, I can understand. I mean, no, I mean, honestly, I can't. I mean, he's number 1 in my opinion. Number 2 for me was a guy who only played 12 games last year. But during those 12 games, he had 127 targets, 83 receptions, 997 yards, and 5 touchdowns. It's Devontae Adams. All right. So all they did in that Packers offense for receivers had a guy named Devin Funchess. So basically, they did nothing. So pretty much, I think if he stays healthy, and I can't make my list off of if they stay healthy, if they don't. I'm basing off if they are healthy a full season. I like Devontae Adams a lot. He got the second largest target share on an offense for wide receivers. So I'm going with him number 2.
But even if, losing that many games and still producing that much, it's not out of the question to put him where you did. It's not out of the question.
Right.
To
put him
in the top 5.
Number 3, I have Julio Jones. I've never been the biggest fan of Julio Jones. One thing I will say, I think Calvin Ridley eventually will take over there. Put it this way, Julio Jones is on the wrong side of 30. He's actually 31 years old, going to be 32 at some point soon. I think there's a change of generation at some point there where you have a young Calvin Ridley who's talented as hell. But I still think Julio Jones has a good year this year. Every year he eats yards like crazy. 1,394 yards.
It really does.
Targets 157. That was, I think, second most among wide receivers. So I really like Julio Jones here.
Absolutely.
Number 4, I am with my little Cooper Kupp. I put tea in him. I put soda, whatever, drink from him. That's my cup right there. So
That's my cup.
134 in targets.
That cup running over.
94 receptions, 1,161 yards, 10 touchdowns, 270 points. Top 5 worthy for me. And number 5 is a man that I really like. He just got to get targeted a little bit more. But I feel like this year he just might, or he's going to get some insane games with yardage, and that's Tyreek Hill. The guy is a threat from anywhere on the field. He could be in your top 5. He could be in the top 15. I don't know. I just like his upside, and I'm a believer in him this year. He only played 12 games with those numbers as well.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good for 12 games. My breakout, my God, I find it super hard to find the right breakout. I like Devontae Parker. I like A.J. Brown. But a guy I'm going with is going to be he's a rookie, okay? He's going to a team that doesn't really have a number 1 receiver. They have rebuilt the offensive line a little bit. They have some other guys around them. I'm going with Denzel Mims for the New York Jets.
I don't dislike it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh!
They don't have any other receivers really, and he fell to the second round. He said he had first-round talent. I don't think he's a burner, but I think he's a possession guy that will eat, and I think he'll be in the top 20 receivers in this league because of that target share.
The only thing that worries me about that pick is my boy, what's his name?
Sam Darnold?
No. I love Sam Darnold. I think he's going to be a good quarterback. Njoku? Is it Njoku? What's his name? African dude.
He's
boy
a
out
slot
there.
receiver. So, yeah, but
I think he got a lot of touches. He showed a lot of promise last year. But other than that, I don't dislike that pick at all. That was a nice one. That was a pretty name.
That's what I got, guys.
That's big. Yo, Mike, real quick.
Yeah.
Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
You do know his quarterback is Aaron Rodgers. You know that, right?
I understand that. But
okay.
we've seen Devontae Parker get in the top 10 without Ryan Fitzpatrick being in the top 10 this year.
Fair enough.
Right.
Fair enough. I like where you went. Cooper Kupp is a very safe pick, guys. I like the Cooper.
It's not that safe.
It is very safe.
Jared Goff is not a safe pick ever.
No. The guy's catching the ball. Forget the quarterback. But Kupp is safe because he's the favorite, so he's going to get the touches. I like that. I like where Julio. I'm liking where we put Julio. Yeah. I think universally we feel the same way about Julio.
You got to respect him. You got to respect his touchdown game sucks, but
The
Dude,
yardage
he's a
is
monster
just
every other force, man.
Yeah.
True. Very true.
Tyreek Hill worries me. Tyreek
He
Hill,
does.
Me too.
production wise, he's number one. He could beat Michael Thomas
Yeah.
if he stayed
so.
healthy. But
Why
how
is
many
he
times
worried
last
then?
year did we hear him be questionable? Because he only played 12 games, and every other week we were hearing that he was questionable over a hamstring injury, quad. He had the knee. He had he's almost too fast for his own good. He's almost too fast for his own good where it hurts him, and that's why he's out of my top 5. I think he's somebody that if he plays 16 games, he'd be number 1 overall. He's like most talented, fastest receiver. Most playmaking ability for sure
Yeah.
has to be Tyreek.
It literally takes him 1 or 2
Hill.
plays to get you that production in a whole game, which is
Yeah.
why I like him.
He's the Saquon
Yeah.
Barkley of wide receivers.
Yeah, I agree.
He does. He does. You flip the channel and he scored a
that.
touchdown. I love Tyreek Hill on that.
So guys, this week
Absolutely.
we're gonna try something new. E-Man's gonna lead us off with a nice little over/under game here for us. And this week we're gonna be discussing the Dallas Cowboys, which I know Anthony's a big fan of. So, E-Man, do you want to lead us off with the over/unders here?
Yes. Okay. So I'm actually gonna pick. I'm gonna have 3 questions for you guys, and you're gonna tell me over under on whether or not they will exceed or produce less than the number that I give you.
Okay.
Is that fair?
Fair.
All right. So we're gonna start off with the Cowboys. We're gonna start off with Amari Cooper. Last year, Amari Cooper managed to come up with 79 targets and had over 1,100 yards. What's the over/under on Amari Cooper hitting at least 1,300 yards this year? Let's say 1,200 yards.
Under. I'm going under.
Why do you say that?
Under.
Why would you say that, Tony G? Because that's your team. You gotta tell me why.
Oh, why? Oh, so he doesn't really like. Well, he's inconsistent. That kind of we've seen his career. I love the Cowboys, but I'm not a fan of him. He's going to drop. So 79 catches, 119 targets. I can tell you he probably dropped like 30 of those, right? That's
Absolutely.
just who Amari Cooper is. I think that's the ceiling for him. He might have more touchdowns, but yardage, he's going under 1,200. Mark my words, squad. Amari Cooper, under 1,200 yards.
I'm going to go over on that one.
Okay.
I'm actually going to say he hits 1,300 yards this year.
Okay.
Why? I think that Dak Prescott needs to show why he's going to get the money that he's going to get. Do I think he's going to get $40 million? Absolutely. I think that the Cowboys are stalling, and he's going to get his $40 million, and he has to prove why he deserves that. I think there's going to be something in his contract about what he does this next year, and he's going to need to overproduce. Amari Cooper is going to be that slot guy that gets all those touches. With Zeke there only getting better and only improving in his style of running and his ability to make Dak Prescott look good, I think that we see Amari Cooper still go for 1,300 yards. I think the Cowboys find a way to miss the playoffs, but I think that Amari Cooper's numbers go up a little bit.
He didn't waste no time.
I had to throw that in there.
This guy's
I had to
crazy.
throw that in there.
But that's a fair assessment. Fair
All
assessment.
Okay.
All right. I'm sorry. Ezekiel Elliott. I forgot his name for a second there. Whoa. I'm going to put the coin over to the side. Ezekiel Elliott. Ezekiel Elliott went for 1,300 yards last season rushing the ball. Over/under on him hitting those numbers this year.
I think under.
Tony G.
I'm
Isaac,
riding
you
with
go under?
Isaac on this one. I'm going under.
I will go under
Mikey M.
as well. I think it's barely under, but under.
I
I think more touchdowns than yardage.
Really?
Yes, I agree.
Okay. Elaborate on that, Mikey M, for me.
I think they're gonna pass the ball a little bit more. I think when it gets down to the goal line, though, I think you got to utilize one of the best backs in the league, and that is Zeke. I'm not saying he won't get touches in between the 20s, but down in there in that red zone, you got to rely on your running game there. You have Amari Cooper, who does sometimes have bricks for hands, and then you have Michael Gallup, who can catch balls from 40 yards out, but not from 10. And then CeeDee Lamb, you really don't know what you're getting. So I think you got to rely on the run game a little bit with Zeke, and you just hand them and feed them, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Nice. I'm actually going to go under. The reason that I'm going to go under is I think Dak Prescott has to show up this year a little more. Like I said, he needs to justify that $40 million that I think he's going to get, quite honestly, because that's what the market is. Do I think he deserves that money? No. Do I think that he has to get that money? Absolutely. You got to go make your paper, boo-boo. You got to go make your paper. And last but not least, thank you, Mike, for bringing him up. CeeDee Lamb. What's the over/under on him hitting at least 800 yards this season, and let's say 5 touchdowns?
I'm gonna go over because Randall Cobb hit 800 yards, and I don't know what his touchdowns were, but if Randall Cobb can do that out of the slot, I'm thinking they're gonna put CeeDee Lamb in the slot. So I think he'll take the same production. I would like to say I think Lamb at some point in his career will be better than Cobb is now.
Right.
Mr. Barry, I'd love to hear from you.
I think he's definitely going over. And I think because he's going over is the reason I don't think Amari Cooper can outdo what he did last year. I think their offense has gotten astronomically better, but with more people you have to feed, everyone gets hurt a little bit.
I agree. Tony G, that's your team.
Under. I think he'll be short. I don't. With Michael Gallup's production, if you looked at his production, getting to the end zone went up. Amari Cooper, he had great numbers. You know what I mean? I don't think, dude. You talk about the slot. He's a number 3, and he still has to actually play the game. So I don't know that he's going to be over 800. I'm going to give him 600, 4 touchdowns. He's going to have a mid-range Cole Beasley season.
Okay.
When Cole was a Cowboy.
I'm gonna say under on the touchdowns. I think he's gonna have about 3, but I am gonna say over on the yards. I think that, like you said, Michael Gallup is an absolute liability within 10 yards of the ball, and CeeDee Lamb is gonna see a lot more touches there as the season progresses. So I think he's gonna be closer to 900. Maybe he'll crack 1,000. I don't think so. But I think that he'll be a little bit over, if not right around 800 yards. Because, like I said, Dak Prescott has to throw the ball this year because he has to justify why he deserves that money. And Mike McCarthy is a quarterback guru and somebody who did like to throw the ball. So we'll see what happens. But I'm definitely going to go over with CeeDee Lamb.
All right, I like it. That's healthy.
That's good. All right, that's our over/under for the week, guys. Next week we can pick another team that we can talk about their statistics. We'll look up a couple players for them and go over/under again.
I like it.
Very good.
Absolutely. Feel free to throw some suggestions in there, guys. We love engaging with you people, and right now is a good time for everybody. So if you're viewing our show, jump in, send us a message. You know what I mean? Give us your thoughts. We like all that. Doesn't matter. We come from 4 sides, so we'd love to hear yours as well. Who do you want to hear next week? I think we'll push this a little bit in social media. If you want to talk about anybody in specific, let us know. But yeah, man. Anybody got any closing statements for the people watching? It's 3 weeks. It's been fun. You guys got any closing statements? Anything you want to say to the people?
Yeah, I'd say thank you.
Joe Burrow's completely overrated. I think that Joe Burrow's completely overrated. I'm sorry, Mike. I think AJ Green is going to have an awful year. I think Tyler Boyd is going to be the better receiver there because he has no choice.
Okay, all right.
I think that starting quarterbacks rely on their slot a lot and their RBs. I think wideouts get overlooked and disrespected when the starting receivers come out. Nothing against AJ Green, but I don't think Joe Burrow was worth a number one. I don't think he's going to be any good. I think he's going to be the next Johnny Manziel, Baker Mayfield, of whatever. I really don't have much love for number one overall picks right now with quarterback. There you go.
Wow.
Hot take of the
Wow.
week. Ooh.
Wow.
Hot take of the week.
Yeah,
That's big.
I'm
That's
not making
big.
any friends this year. Yo, Cincinnati, I'm not making any friends.
Yeah, we're not gonna have no fan. Hey, to the fans out in Cincinnati, if you're watching us, listen, that's one corner. That's him.
Hey guys, is there one receiver on the list that you guys see that none of us mentioned at all that you think deserves some love?
Yeah, let us know. I think we left a lot of good people off. I
Yeah.
think you always feel bad.
Stephon
It's hard.
Diggs. I think Stephon Diggs is going to be better this year.
We got to get into him at some point. We got to
Yeah.
get into him at some
We
point.
really do.
Barry, any closing remarks, brother?
Buffalo was quiet.
Thanks for watching. It's
Really
been a
good.
blast.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What'd you say, man?
I said I think Buffalo was quietly pretty good
Oh, most definitely.
last year.
We'll see if they
The
can do it
playoffs,
again.
yeah. I think they're
We'll
only
see if they
going
can
to
do it
get better.
again. All right, folks. Listen, that wraps it up for episode 3. We appreciate you guys' time. Please feel free to engage us again. Once again, comment, like, subscribe. Talk to us. We love to hear from you. Shout out to everybody rocking with us right now. Do keep mindful of the times that we're in. Once again, everybody stay home, stay safe, be healthy. It's a tough time. From the 4 corners, we appreciate everything, all the viewership. This is episode 3. So episode 4, we will talk amongst ourselves, see which positions we're going to analyze next. But please, please, please subscribe, like, comment, all of the above. That is it from the 4 corners.